when you were 24, you had an inappropriate relationship with a 16-year-old.
Right, I didn't have a relationship. It was a completely different tenor. I was this is in this entire story. If you would ask me what my biggest mistake was in this entire story.
You said, quote, "We made a one-time mistake, which I take full responsibility. We fooled around for 20 minutes. There was no intercourse or anything remotely approaching. She asked me to sleep with her. I refused, but I am responsible because I was her youth leader."
It was a one-time mistake. I worked with hundreds of kids. She asked me, she wanted me to continue a sexual relationship with her, right? She wrote me a note asking me to leave my wife, right? It became a kind of gotcha situation, but I have full responsibility because I was her youth leader, and I take full responsibility for it.
Well, here's what she says. Take a look at this.
I met Rabbi Marc Gafni when I was 15 years old. He was the organizer, leader of a youth group. I would help his wife prepare the Sabbath meal every weekend. I would basically leave school Friday, go straight to their house, and go back to school Monday morning. So I spent most of my weekends there. The first time that Mordechai was inappropriate, I was sleeping at the time in the basement bedroom. He walked into my bedroom and he just said to me, "You look like you needed a hug today." I was very taken aback by this because in the Orthodox Jewish community, women don't touch men until they're married at all. He reached around to hug me and he wound up on top of me because we were in the bed. And then he went under my nightgown and I said no, and I pushed him off. He jumped out of the bed and just kind of looked at me and said, "This never happened, and it won't ever happen again." 2 days later, he appeared at my door again, but this time he was only in a robe. He got into bed with me, and I don't know exactly how we wound up both naked. He proceeded to have me touch him, and I had never seen a man naked before in my life. I'd never touched anybody before like that. So it was a horrific experience. Then he told me to get up. After he was finished, I was already crying by this point, but I got cleaned up and I went upstairs and we went for a walk, during which he literally tried to convince me it never happened. Then when he realized that that wasn't going to fly, it changed into threats. "You're going to be discredited and you won't be believed. I'm the rabbi, you're the kid. This has to remain a secret." I looked to him and his wife as my surrogate parents. So there was a really deep feeling of betrayal, and I felt violated, betrayed, and actually terrified because I didn't know what he was capable of.
And the story's not true, Phil. Right?
So what is true?
Actually, in the lie detector test and the polygraph test, right? The polygraph test affirmed that she actually asked me to sleep with her. Right? That's completely different than what the story she just told here. She asked me to sleep with her. I said no. She wrote me a note asking me to leave my wife. When I said no and I said, "Judy, we made a mistake," she then turned it into a gotcha story, and the story began to change, and it slowly morphed into an abuse story.
So what did you do with her?
What I did with her is we had a brief sexual contact. Right? It didn't involve intercourse.
Okay, she's 16, you're 24, you're a rabbi.
I'm her youth leader, right? And it's 1,000% wrong.